Hey, Bears fans! Today we're diving deep into everything you need to know about our Chicago Bears as we gear up for one of the most anticipated matchups of the season. There's a lot to unpack, from injury updates to strategy talk, and even some insights on the opponents we're about to face. Let's start with some key news on the defensive side of the ball. TJ Edwards, our veteran linebacker, has been out for the past 4 games due to a broken hand and a lingering hamstring injury. But there's promising news. Reports suggest he returned to the practice field today, albeit in a limited capacity. While the Bears won't release their official injury report until tomorrow, today's practice gives us a solid glimpse into what to expect. The team is easing back into a lighter practice schedule after the unusual Friday game last week, so tomorrow's numbers will likely be more estimations than confirmations. Regardless, if Edwards is able to take the field at Lambeau Field, it would be a massive boost for this defense. His presence would not only add leadership, but also elevate the overall performance, especially as the competition intensifies. While players like DeMarco Jackson and Amanoga have been stepping up admirably, having your top veteran back on the field can change the dynamics entirely, and TJ was playing at a high level before his injury sidelined him. The potential impact he could have this week is immense, and Bears fans everywhere are hoping he can make that return. Switching over to the offensive side, there's been plenty of chatter about Caleb Williams and how the passing game has been shaping up. Ben Johnson had a press conference today after practice, clarifying his comment from yesterday. Williams' completion percentage sits just below 60%, which has drawn attention, but Johnson emphasized that this is an area the team is actively working to improve. The focus isn't solely on Caleb. It's about the entire receiving core and the discipline in route execution. Every player has a role in cleaning up the passing game, and while it hasn't been perfect, the team is committed to addressing the details. Johnson made it clear that his previous comments were not a criticism of Williams personally. In fact, he highlighted the quarterback's ongoing growth, command of the offense, and ability to make the right decisions under pressure. It's easy to look at statistics and think a player is struggling, but Johnson pointed out that managing the game effectively and keeping the offense on track is just as critical, and that's something Caleb has been doing remarkably well. One of the key points Johnson emphasized is Caleb's progression in reading the defense, making accurate throws to the right spots, and maintaining control over the huddle. Compared to the first week of the season, when the offense struggled to get plays off efficiently, the progress is significant. There have been missed opportunities, some due to the quarterback, others due to receiver errors. But the overarching theme is development and consistency. The focus now is on improving footwork, timing, and ball delivery, and Johnson is confident that Williams is on the right trajectory. The Bears are clearly building around him, emphasizing smart decision-making and minimizing unnecessary risks, which is essential for long-term success. As the team heads into a tough matchup against the Packers, these details could make a substantial difference in performance, particularly under the bright lights and cold conditions at Lambeau Field. Speaking of matchups, the upcoming game against Green Bay presents one of the toughest defensive challenges the Bears will face all season. Micah Parsons has been singled out as a game-changing player, consistently performing at a high level with impressive sack numbers and a disruptive presence on every snap. The offensive line, led by AZ Trapillo and Darnell Wright, will have a critical job in containing him and his fellow edge rusher, Rashawn Gary. The chess match between the Bears' offensive scheme and the Packers' defensive prowess will be fascinating to watch, with strategic adjustments likely to play a pivotal role in the outcome. Success for Chicago will require precision, coordination, and smart decision-making, especially in one-on-one matchups that could swing the momentum of the game. The coaching battle adds an extra layer of intrigue, as both sides bring tactical acumen and innovative play designs to the field. Watching how Ben Johnson and Jeff Hafley adjust and counter each other's moves will be almost as exciting as the on-field action itself. In addition to the immediate on-field challenges, there's also movement in player personnel that could impact the team's depth and future planning. Kaiser White, a linebacker recently waived by the Titans, has generated some discussion. While it's unclear if the Bears will pursue him actively, he remains a potential option if he clears waivers. The team is also monitoring other defensive pieces closely, balancing injury recovery, depth concerns, and strategic needs. Tremaine Edmonds remains on injured reserve, and the hope is for TJ Edwards to return either this week or at the latest by Week 15 against the Browns, just before the rematch with Green Bay. Meanwhile, players like Noah Sewell, Ruben Hippo, Ian Agbogbamiga, and DeMarco Jackson continue to make contributions, and the coaching staff is carefully managing practice workloads to maximize recovery and readiness for critical matchups. The Bears' defense has been impressive in forcing turnovers, leading the NFL in takeaways this season. In contrast, the Packers' defensive unit, while efficient in limiting big plays and forcing 3-and-outs, doesn't create as many turnovers. This sets up an intriguing clash of styles. The Bears rely on aggressive ball hawking to generate opportunities, while the Packers focus on discipline and limiting mistakes. This contrast adds a compelling narrative heading into the game, as it pits two fundamentally different approaches against each other in a high-stakes environment. Both teams have had moments of brilliance and vulnerability, and this matchup promises to test the Bears' adaptability, resilience, and ability to execute under pressure. On the offensive front, the running game will also be a key element, as the Bears seek to complement the passing attack with solid ground production. Effective rushing can help manage the clock, control tempo, and alleviate pressure on the quarterback against a formidable defensive line. Decisions on personnel, play calling, and in-game adjustments will all be crucial, and the Bears' coaching staff is clearly aware of the stakes. By combining strategic preparation with individual execution, Chicago has the potential to put together a balanced and effective game plan capable of challenging the Packers' top-tier defense. The upcoming matchup is shaping up to be a showcase of tactical ingenuity, player skill, and the kind of drama that keeps fans engaged from kickoff to the final whistle. In addition to the technical and strategic aspects, there's also the energy and momentum factor. Lambeau Field is notorious for its challenging conditions, especially late in the season, with cold temperatures, wind, and passionate fans creating an intimidating atmosphere for visiting teams. The Bears will need to maintain focus, communicate effectively, and capitalize on any opportunities presented while managing the mental and physical demands of playing in such an environment. Success will not only come from talent and strategy, but also from mental toughness, resilience, and the ability to adapt to unfolding situations in real time. Every snap, every decision, and every execution could have a ripple effect that influences the final outcome, making this one of the most exciting and pivotal games on the Bears' schedule this year. As we continue breaking down everything heading into this crucial Bears-Packers matchup, the spotlight remains firmly on both teams' defensive and offensive alignments. On the Bears' side, the potential return of TJ Edwards cannot be overstated. His leadership and instinctive play recognition are critical for a defense that has faced some challenges in recent weeks. Even with DeMarco Jackson and Amanoga stepping up admirably, Edwards' presence would stabilize the linebacker core and allow the team to execute more complex schemes with confidence. Beyond just his tackling ability, Edwards brings an understanding of opponent tendencies and field awareness that elevates everyone around him. His return could very well be the difference between containing key plays and giving up costly yards, especially in high-pressure situations like 3rd and long or red zone scenarios at Lambeau Field. If he takes the field this weekend, it represents not just a physical boost, but a psychological one for the entire defense. Knowing that your most experienced playmaker is back can energize a unit and set a tone that carries throughout the game. Meanwhile, the Bears' offense continues to evolve under Caleb Williams' leadership. Ben Johnson's approach to quarterback development is clear: patience and precision. He's emphasizing fundamentals, timing, and situational awareness rather than rushing toward inflated completion percentages or flashy statistics. Williams' growth as a decision-maker and his ability to manage the offense efficiently have been noticeable, particularly when compared to the first week of the season. Back then, miscommunications and timing errors stalled drives, but now the offense is far more cohesive. Each receiver and playmaker has a defined role, and the focus is on executing those roles with consistency. While missed throws and drop passes still occur, they are addressed as learning opportunities rather than failures. The coaching staff is fostering an environment where the quarterback can grow while maintaining control of the game, which is especially important against a disciplined and aggressive defense like Green Bay's. It's a balance of trust, preparation, and in-game adaptability that defines successful offensive execution. One of the most intriguing aspects of this matchup is the strategic battle between the Bears' offensive line and the Packers' elite pass rushers, particularly Micah Parsons. Parsons has been a disruptive force all season, consistently pressuring quarterbacks and changing the flow of games with his speed, strength, and awareness. The challenge for Chicago's offensive line, led by A.Z. Trapillo and Darnell Wright, is enormous. They'll need to execute perfect technique, maintain situational awareness, and adjust on the fly to prevent Parsons from dominating one-on-one matchups. It's not just about brute force. It's about timing, leverage, communication, and anticipating stunts or blitzes. The Bears' ability to neutralize Parsons, or at least mitigate his impact, could create opportunities elsewhere on the field, allowing skill players to exploit one-on-one matchups against other defenders. This chess match, where each side is constantly adjusting to counter the other, adds layers of complexity and excitement that go far beyond the XS and OS on paper. The running game will also play a pivotal role in the Bears' strategy. Establishing a consistent ground attack helps to balance the offense, reduce pressure on the quarterback, and control the clock against a high-powered defensive opponent. Effective rushing forces the defense to respect multiple threats, opening up passing lanes and creating advantageous matchups. The Bears have been focused on timing, leverage, and decision-making in their rushing schemes, ensuring that ball carriers can exploit openings while minimizing unnecessary risks. Each play contributes to the rhythm of the offense, and maintaining that rhythm at Lambeau Field, under potentially harsh conditions, will be essential. Cold weather, wind, and an intense crowd can disrupt timing and communication, making execution and preparation even more critical. Every snap, handoff, and block will be magnified in importance, emphasizing the need for precision and focus across the entire offensive unit. On the defensive front, the Bears continue to rely on aggressive, opportunistic play to create turnovers and swing momentum. Leading the league in takeaways demonstrates the unit's commitment to disruption and capitalizing on opponent mistakes. However, facing the Packers, the team will encounter a defense that approaches the game differently. Green Bay focuses on efficiency, minimizing big plays, and forcing 3-and-outs, creating a contrast in philosophy. This sets up a fascinating tactical duel: Chicago's ball-hawking aggression against Green Bay's disciplined containment strategy. Success for the Bears will depend not only on individual talent, but also on situational awareness, adjustment during the game, and maintaining composure under pressure. Turnovers, defensive stops, and field position will be decisive factors, potentially tipping the scales in what promises to be a tightly contested battle. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the league have been growing louder, and now the shockwaves are real. Michael Thomas, the star wide receiver whose tenure with the Saints has been the subject of endless speculation, is reportedly leaving New Orleans, and sources suggest he has set his sights on the Chicago Bears. While the details remain scarce and officially unconfirmed, the mere suggestion of Thomas donning the Bears' iconic navy and orange has already sent social media into a frenzy. For years, Thomas has been a cornerstone of the Saints' offense, dazzling fans with his route-running precision and game-changing hands. Yet, the past seasons have been riddled with rumors of tension, injury woes, and questions about his long-term fit within the team. The idea of a sudden departure had long circulated as a what-if, but insiders hint that discussions behind closed doors have been escalating for months. Sources close to the situation describe a mix of mutual frustration and the allure of a fresh start as key factors influencing Thomas's decision. Chicago, meanwhile, has been hungry for a marquee addition to their receiving core. The team's offense has shown flashes of brilliance, but lack that consistent, deep threat capable of turning tight games into statement victories. Adding a talent like Thomas could instantly elevate their aerial attack, giving quarterback and coaching staff a new weapon around which to build strategy. Fans in the Windy City are reportedly buzzing, with speculation running wild about how Thomas might mesh with the team's existing roster and what kind of immediate impact he could have. Of course, all of this remains in the realm of rumor, but the chatter is persistent. Analysts are already weighing the potential trade-offs for both sides. The Saints losing a proven playmaker, the Bears gaining a high-profile talent whose career has seen both brilliance and adversity. The intrigue is undeniable, and insiders warn that confirmation, or denial, could come at any moment, leaving fans and pundits alike on edge. One thing is certain. If Michael Thomas truly makes the leap to Chicago, the league will be watching closely, and the storyline surrounding both franchises will be forever altered. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.